Hey everyone, I'm Tianna with Tianna Michelle Yoga, and welcome to the first day of Animal Yoga for Children and Their Families. In today's video, we'll be taking a little tour around a farm and learning some fun yoga poses. So let's begin. You can grab a yoga mat if you have one. If not, just any space on the floor will do. So we'll begin in any comfortable seated position, whatever feels good for you. Yoga is all about connecting our movements and our breath together. So we're going to start today with a breathing exercise. This one is called balloon breath. So we're going to imagine that our stomach is the balloon, and as we breathe in through our nose, see if you can feel your stomach getting bigger. So we're inflating our balloon, filling it up with all of our air, and as we let it out through our mouth, you should feel your balloon getting smaller. So let's try that one again. Breathing in through your nose to fill up your balloon. And letting it out through your mouth. Feel your balloon shrinking. So let's try that one more time. We'll sit up nice and tall. Maybe even closing your eyes to help you focus on just your breathing. So closing our eyes, breathing in through your nose. Feel your balloon getting bigger and bigger, as big as you can get it. And blow it out through your mouth. So we're going to get started with our movements. So I would like you to keep in mind throughout our practice just how you're breathing and keeping a connection to your breath so it's helping you with your movements. Let's begin. From our seated position, we're going to make our way onto our hands and knees. So we can plant our hands to the mat and bring our knees underneath of our hips. And we're on a farm today, so our very first farm animal we're going to practice is cow pose. So in cow pose, we're just on our hands and knees, and next we're going to drop our belly and lift our gaze up. And what does a cow say? So we can let out a big moo in cow pose. And next, we're going to go into our cat pose. So cat, imagine you're a Halloween cat. So we're gonna arch our back up high. Our eyes are gonna look back towards our thighs, between our legs. And our head is nice and relaxed. So this is our cat pose. So you can either say maybe meow or hiss. You can choose. So inhale or breathe in. We're gonna look up, dropping our belly down for cow pose. Moo. Letting all your air out. We're going to look back and arch our back like a Halloween cat. Hiss. Breathe in and look up. And breathe out and look back for a cat pose. Next, we're going to come back to our tabletop position, just regular hands and knees, and we're going to tuck our toes. And pressing through our hands and our toes, we're gonna lift up as we come into downward facing dog, our next animal. So you can choose your own dog noise here. Maybe your dog says bow wow or woof woof. You can choose. So we're stretching out. We'll pause here for one breath. So big breath in, big breath out. Next, we're going to step our feet forward all the way up to our hands. The next animal we're going to meet on our farm is the rooster. The rooster wakes up with the sun. So with a big breath in, we're going to reach our arms up to the sky as we stand up, and we can say cock-a-doodle-doo as we reach for the sun. Let's try that again. So big breath in to reach up and folding forward to reach our toes. As we come back up to standing, we can say cock-a-doodle-doo and reach for the sky. One more time. Breathe in, reach up for the sky. exhale to let all your air out as you touch your toes. Breathe in as we come back up to standing. Cock-a-doodle-doo. This time we're gonna make our way all the way down onto our bellies, or all the way down to our mat. So inhale, arms come up. And as we let our air out, reaching for our toes, planting our hands to the mat as we step our feet back into plank pose. So in our plank pose, we can be high on the back toes, or we can lower our knees down if that feels a little bit easier. From here, we're going to come into a yoga push-up. So we're going to keep our elbows close to our body, and we're going to blow out all our air as we lower ourselves down to our belly. From here, we're going to take a big breath in, press up through our hands, lifting our chest into our cobra pose. Letting all your air out to come down, pressing through your hands and knees. We're going to tuck our back toes and come back to our downward facing dog. So pressing through our hands and toes, lifting our hips up, downward facing dog. You can give a little dog bark here if you like. So use your breath coming in to lift one leg up to the sky like a three-legged dog. And from here, we're going to bring our heel in close towards our bum. So we're going to pretend that our dog is chasing his tail. So we can go like this. We can pretend this is the dog's tail wagging as our leg comes straight to the sky and in towards your bum. So your dog is chasing his tail around and around. We'll do that one more time. Straight to the sky and bring it in close to your body. Straight to the sky and bring it all the way back down to your mat. Let's try that on the other leg. So use a big breath in to bring your opposite leg high to the sky. Next, we're going to bend our knee, drawing our heel in close to our body, bringing our knee up, and sending our leg high to the sky and close to the body, pretending our dog is chasing his tail. Let's try one more, straight to the sky, in close to your body, straight to the sky, and bring it back down. Great job. You can maybe take a little rest in tabletop while I tell you about our next pose. So next we're going to imagine that the dogs have startled the donkeys. And when donkeys get startled, they kick their back legs high in the air. So we're gonna make our way back into our downward facing dog, putting a deep bend through our knees. And when we let all our air out, so deep breath in as we sink down. As we let our air out, we're gonna kick our legs up to the sky. So big donkey kick. Let's try that again. So a big breath in as we sink back, and blowing all our air out as we kick our legs up to the sky. So you can give your best donkey sound here. Hee-haw. Deep bend through your knees and kick up to the sky. Let's do one more. Deep bend, breathing in, and breathe out, big kick. Great job. So next, we're going to make our way all the way down onto our bellies. So we can come back into our plank pose on your knees or on your toes. And we're going to lower ourselves down all the way to our bellies and flip over onto our back. So you can roll over however you like. From here, we have our feet planted to the mat. Our hands are nice and flat beside us. And with our big breath in, we're gonna lift our hips up to the sky, pressing through our shoulders, hands and feet. So pressing our hips up to the sky. So this is called bridge pose. So you could imagine that there's a stream flowing underneath of your back and that you're the little bridge on the farm. And letting your air out to lower back down. One more time, we can press our hips up to the sky. And exhale to breathe it out. So I'm going to show you a different variation here. You could do bridge pose again, or you could follow along to try wheel pose. So wheel pose, we're going to take our hands and plant them to our mat above our shoulders. So our fingertips are facing our shoulders. We're going to position our feet nice and strong, rooting down into our mat. And same thing, we're going to draw breath in to press our hips up to the sky. So beginning to transfer your weight into your hands. See if you can push up through your hands, through your feet, and begin to lift your head into wheel pose. So we can imagine that we're like the big old wagon wheels on the farmer's tractor or on the farmer's plow. And exhale to lower back down, coming back to your shoulders, lowering all the way down to our backs. Good job. So next we're going to try plow pose. So we're going to start by drawing our knees in towards our body and sending our feet up to the sky. We can use our hands to help lift our hips and our bum as we push our hips up, planting our toes above our head in plow pose. So we're looking straight up between our legs. So this is like the old plow that the farmers would use to make their nice straight rows to plant their crops. One more big breath here. And as we let our breath out, we can slowly roll back down, making our way all the way onto our back with our legs long. So we're going to end today with 3 deep breaths flat on our back. So as you're taking your breaths, maybe closing your eyes, and I want you to imagine the farm that you are on. So as you breathe in, thinking about the colors that you can see, thinking about the things that you can smell, maybe some good things and maybe some not so good things on your farm. As you're breathing out, think about all the sounds you can hear. What animal noises can you imagine on your farm? Thinking about what's the weather like? Is it sunny or cloudy or raining? Is there a barn or a farmhouse? So one more deep breath, thinking about your special farm. And breathe it out. So next we're going to make our way back up to our seated position. So however you'd like to do that, you can make your way back up to seated. So that's all the farm animals I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed following along with me. Next time we will take a tour through a forest. So I have a little activity for you to try with your families this week, or maybe with your friends. It's very simple. It's just farm animal charades. So think of all the things you can imagine on a farm. Maybe it's the tractor and the plow. Maybe you can think of many more farm animals and try acting them out for each other and see if you can guess what the other person is without using any words. So just a very simple activity to try out with your family this week. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.